um,
Mhm.
this album is 53 minutes long and 21 seconds. And there's only 11 songs, which I was very, I was thinking, 11 songs is probably like a 40 something minute record. Kind of surprised that it was 53 minutes. Some of these songs are so long to me. Like they just felt long. They're a little bit dragged out. Truthfully, I mean, not to the extent of like, super long. Like there's nothing wrong with long songs. We've said that
Not like
before in the show.
Metallica's last album, that's for sure.
Not like Metallica's last album, exactly. But my, it's very my standout tracks. I mean, first things first. When I first started listening to Game Over, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. Listening to this album from start to finish, it was definitely a journey in a very unique direction. Like I want to, so I don't really have specific standout tracks. Like I have a couple that stand out more than others, but really, it was just taken back by all of it, if you will. So I'm just gonna go through each one individually. But Game Over started off, I was like, all right, cool. I was expecting it's gonna start off on a really hard hitting note or something like that. I was expecting it to start off like really hard hitting and with drums or guitar or whatever. And it started off with this acoustic guitar, and I was like, what is going on here? And then the change ups and I'm gonna say the word change up a lot through this record. Game Over had some unique change ups, and then but it felt that it definitely had a lot of change ups in it. Mattel, I think that's how you say it. I like the toy company Mattel, I guess. That was a very good track. I liked it for what it was worth, but it didn't really like stand out to me. I thought it as much as I thought it was going to. Because this one, but though I will say the next track though, Nobody, was kind of what I expected in an Avenged Sevenfold song. It was much more of like a hard hitting guitar song, much more of like what I expected to hear from the get go. We Love You was cringy lyrics to me. Like I'm not sure what to. I'm at one point I said to myself, what am I listening to again? Like I was just so like confused a little bit. Like what's going on here? It was very questionable stuff in there, and it was 6 minutes and 15 seconds long. Like We Love You was one of those tracks. I'm like, oh my god! I literally said out loud, and I'm in my car by myself. I'm like, is this going to end? Is this going to end? And then sure enough, I was taken back by Cosmic. I was like falling asleep halfway through it. It was like just so long. I mean, like, again, nothing wrong with long songs. It depends on how you do them. It depends on how you change up or do different styles or whatever. And this styles is another one I'm going to say. This album has a lot of different styles in it. Completely and out of shock, truthfully. But Cosmic was long. I had to pause it at one point and just take a breath. Like I was like, there's so much going on. It's very spacey. It's like a Pink Floydy, like strange cosmic. I hate to rip off the title, but it is a cosmic song. Like I felt something I feel like I'd be like on a Mars mission into space with. Like I would literally put that song on. It just sounds like so out there, I guess you could say. But yeah, that was a long song for me. I don't normally get bored with songs, but whenever you get bored with a song or an album, you feel like it tends to drag a little bit. You feel like it tends to be like a little slower at some points, and I felt that a lot through this record, truthfully. Beautiful Morning, kind of back to that like Nobody, We Love, kind of like sort of like back to that Mattel Nobody vibe a little bit. And it was just much shorter. It was 6 minutes, and a whole minute shorter. It was like 6 minutes and 32 seconds long. Not a bad song. I might go back to it actually. Nothing too crazy. The last 4 or 5 songs on the record: Easier, G, Ordinary, Death, and Life Is But a Dream, the piano instrumental outro, which I will get to in 1 second. This was just I don't know what to think of this. I really didn't know what to like process. I mean, the album's like started off so long songs, and then the last several songs were short songs. I was very surprised at like how it was like, I don't know. It was just the last 4 songs were just like, what am I listening to? I think it was G. G was the one I was comparing it to Nile Rodgers and Daft Punk's Get Lucky with like the way the guitar was being played. I was in shock. I was like, this is Avenged Sevenfold. I waited my whole life to hear this. really? I was kind of taken back by it, truthfully. But like, and just calling a song G is like just so like crazy on its own. But because it's just one, I'm like, G, what does it mean? And then I looked at the rest of it, and it said like, ordinary and death for ordinary, and for God for God. I mean, I get that I wasn't sure if they were trying to be trippy or not. I wasn't sure if they were trying to be as like, hey, we're still Avenged Sevenfold, we're still metal, I wasn't sure if they were trying to go for that with like the whole spelling thing here, but it just threw me off a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then we get to the piano outro of Life Is But a Dream. Yes, it's a title track. For those of you who have listened to us for any period of time, I do love a good title track. I freaking love title tracks, okay? I mean, some of the best songs of all time have been title tracks, in my opinion. But this one, there's barely any words. It's just piano. And it's like, what this is a trip of an album. It starts off with so much guitar, so much, and then you get into like I said, some Nile Rodgers, like guitar licks here and there. And then you ended on a piano instrumental that's 4 minutes and 29 seconds long. I almost want to go up to the lead singer and be like, "Are you okay? Like, you put this out. Are you okay? What's going on? Save your sanity."
You heard his voice on this album. He's not okay, JT.
He's clearly not. He needs help. He needs so much. Send help immediately, YouTube. Send help. Oh my God, scary stuff. Call 911 immediately. Like, good God. I don't know what to think of this at all. But it was just so many questionable decisions, so many just out of the left field, like out of like right field or whatever you want to call it at this point. So much stuff going on, so questionable, and not what I expected at all. I mean, because when I think of Avenged Sevenfold, I actually think of what's their 2013 album. Because I remember that when that came out, I listened to like one or two
Hail
songs.
to the King.
Yeah, Hail to the King. I remember listening to like one. Yeah,
more
I know,
like
right?
Fail to the King. To be honest with you.
more like a Walmart bargain bin Black album.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Because I remember the album cover being like out everywhere, and I'm like, oh, there's a Avenged Sevenfold record out, whatever. I remember that, and I was like, all right, whatever. I didn't buy it or whatever. I just heard it on the radio. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then I fully listened to this, and I was like, what is going on? Send help, everyone. Send help to the lead singer.
JT, what an unfortunate first listen for you then.
I know. I swear to you, I'm so disappointed. I was actually expecting something a lot better, like for lack of a better word.
Go back, listen to their self-titled or Nightmare or City of Evil.
Okay, I will enjoy
it a lot more.
I'm sure I will, because this was just like a giant mess of like, here, let's do a piano. Literally, it's like this. It's like, oh, guys, let's do one piano outro. Wait, I got it. But before all that, let's put our songs in sequential order that says God for God. Dude, that's a brilliant idea, man. Like, oh my God. I was like, looking back at this and listening to it again for today, I'm like, what the hell? So much questionable decisions. Anyways, I digress. So for me, I'm rating this album at a solid like 4 out of 10. Because I was like kind of like surprised. It's not bad. It's just very questionable. It's just very like it's just like so out of place. There's so many things out of order. Like to me, it sounds like they said, here's a bunch of stuff that we have yet to put out. And here's our demo versions of it, or here's our like for the piano instrumental, whatever, right? Here's this or that. Let's just throw it all in one album, call it Life Is But a Dream, and let's release it as an album. That's literally what I thought for this was. I'm saying like a 4 out of 10 for this. I'm sorry for all of you fans out there who love Avenged Sevenfold. I'm sure Kyle and Mike love them. I just haven't like dived into them completely. But like, this is what I don't get. It's like it's so much questionable choices. I can't emphasize it enough. Someone stop me. Kyle, talk to me. What do you got?